Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Soss. This is their part number BH104. BH is a barrel hinge. 104 is a reference really to the size. That's what two of them look like in a little baggie. They're priced per hinge. So when you buy one, we'll ship you one. This client happened to buy 10 of the 104s and 10 of the 144s. There's what a bag of 10 of the 144s look like. A little bit bigger version. So pretty simple and straightforward installation. Like all things Soss, there is a commandment that can't be broken. It's what we call the E dimension, and we'll show you that in a moment. But this is a one-step process. It's drill the hole in the right location, okay, in the door and in the jamb. That'll articulate open quite nicely. There is a small screw that's here and here. The camera's in focus a bit there. It was. And as you turn that screw clockwise, it'll force the barrel via these slots that are here, well, here, right there, to flay out a little bit. And that's what's going to hold it in the door and frame. That's how a Soss barrel hinge gets installed. Some basic dimensional properties. And then we'll move on. Overall length, 0.89 inch. 0.89. The outside diameter at rest is 0.399. 0.399. Now, what is this hinge used for? Why would you buy it? Let's talk about that. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. This hinge is used for small cabinet or furniture applications where you really desire a concealed sort of installation. You don't want to see any hardware when the door is closed. This would be great for cabinet doors, really elegant for cabinet doors. You don't see any hardware, in my opinion, in a simple installation. And the elegance of a concealed application, whether it be a cabinet door or maybe a piece of furniture or something that needs to move, a Soss barrel hinge is a great place to go to. You know, you might think of a Parliament hinge or a cabinet, you know, just a traditional cabinet hinge. You know, all might be great, but they might just be far more than what you really need. I've had a client recently send me some photographs of something that he was building, a really beautifully detailed wood and glass cabinet, and I'll show that to you. And the Soss barrel hinge proved to be an ideal product for that because the doors are relatively small, very clean, elegant look. We could have used scissors hinges, but then you see hardware, and that would have worked out just fine. But the Soss hinge really just did the job very, very well. Soss tells us that you need a 10 millimeter diameter drill bit for this. That's all you need. Drilling it to the half of the depth. I forget what we said, about 0.9 inch maybe. Yeah, so, you know, 7/16 of an inch. Probably going to be perfect, maybe a ½ inch at the most. And this is one of a family of different barrel hinges that we'll talk about. They're going to differ based on the thickness of material that you're installing it to. And as a result, the size of it changes. So why don't we switch to the screen view and let's take a closer look at all of the supporting information. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Here's the item that we are looking at, just a generic stock image from Soss. Let's look at the actual photographs. Here's a bag of 10 and then the label. Installation instructions are included. They're linked to down below. We'll look at those in a moment. 2 hinges closed. By the way, when you buy one, we'll ship you one. They're not sold as pairs. Great view of that screw that will allow you to secure that to the door and frame. Laminated pieces of zinc, I believe. This actually might be brass on the barrel hinges. That pin in the center there is probably going to be steel. Yeah, but something's metal in here. I think this fastener might be steel, or something inside of here, the pin holding it all together. These laminated plates are non-ferrous, so I'm tempted to say that they're brass. Okay. Showing a different perspective. There's a pin in there holding those plates. There ought to be some sort of a nylon spacer inside of here, very, very thin. Actually, there may not be. Yeah, I bet that there isn't. It's just the view. Those plates are probably stacked on top of each other. Side view. Just trying to show it in a little greater detail. Okay, now let's take a look at the extended description information. First, here's a cabinet that I was talking about earlier. Completely concealed. It was a tricky installation because of how it had to be drilled. And because of the design, it limited how far the doors would open. This gentleman is a dentist by trade, a woodworker by passion. Well, I'm sure he's passionate about being a dentist. He probably doesn't, while he's at work, think about going home and doing a root canal. He probably thinks about going home and doing some woodworking, as evidenced by how beautiful this is. This is a type of application where Soss is going to really be a primary option. Could have done a knife hinge here, just you would have seen it. You do have a bit of a bull nose here because of how and where he was installing the hinge. Really nice looking. It's a 104 invisible barrel hinge for wood applications made of solid brass. Minimum material thickness is 1/2 inch. You need a 10mm bit. Just drill to the proper size and insert the hinge. Sold as each. When you buy one, we'll ship you one. And that's that E dimension referred to here. I don't know what it is, but you can't drill that any further away from the door, if that's the jamb or the pull side of the door. Let's look at these 4 links just in order. Cut sheet. This is going to show the different sizes. Application of how it's used here. That's neat. Wood fly box. I'm imagining fly box, a fly, maybe for, I'm thinking fishing, but I don't know. Don't quote me. Different part numbers based on the minimum door thickness that you're dealing with. Client ordered some 104s and 144s. Drill a couple of holes. Wood screw. I'm not sure why they're talking about a wood screw. I just don't. It could be a reference to the screw head that's in there. I don't know. Perhaps. These are not held in with screws at all. So this table will allow you to pick out the one that you want. Well, it's not the screw. It's a number 2 screw supplied on each hinge. I wonder if they're... Yeah, I don't know what that reference is off the top of my head. Yeah, okay. Let's see here now. Yeah, so that mystery is solved. What they're saying, and I've never seen it installed this way. Now, I don't have a great picture of it, unfortunately. This area here, if you study it, is marginally countersunk. So what they're saying is a number 3 screw. If desired, a customer-supplied secondary screw may be installed in the groove that is 180 degrees from the tensioning screw. This is optional and not supplied with the hinges. So opposite the tensioning screw, we're looking at the wrong side of this, but it would, yeah. you know, obviously are showing us this prep that's here. There we go. Now we've got a good picture of it. I was showing you the wrong face before, right here. If you wanted to take your Soss hinge prep, that's going to look like this, and then have another screw like this. That's what they're saying. I've literally never seen it installed that way. But it's evidenced here. They're showing it. The cylinders can be additionally secured by installing a chipboard or wood screw in the groove on the exposed end. So there you go. Different sizes, minimum door thicknesses or you know, panel, whatever you're installing. That's a minimum. You can install it onto something that's 2-inch thick, there's no doubt, but you have to observe that E dimension. And let's get to the next document. Clearance dimensions. This is a document that the factory will provide when talking about Soss hinges. This allows you to understand why that E dimension can't be exceeded, because if you exceed it, you won't get your proper degree of opening. So let's just focus on this column. Here's the E dimension from here to here. If you push that in, you're not going to be able to achieve this. Okay? You can get closer if you had some applied molding like you see here, but then you've got to detail it. You've got to chamfer that back. So that's the E dimension. The template, this is just a round hole, so there's not too much to really talk about. It has to be 10 millimeter in diameter. You can toss that extra screw there, which I'm just learning about now. You'll obviously want some brass screws if you're going to install it in this fashion. Cabinet doors. 1.8 millimeter, 5/64 max. If exceeded, the door may bind. So that's your E dimension. They don't call it E here. They do on Soss hinges, so I know it as the E dimension. You just have to observe that. The next is the instructions, and that's inside of the package, and is basically the same thing on the cut sheet. Drill your holes in the right location, proper back set, press the hinges in and tighten the screws. Ah, there it is. Let's see. Yeah, the drawing's incorrect in that you would only do one screw on the face. So you could do one here and here, or one here and here. You wouldn't do it on both sides. Forgive me, hardware is a discovery. 3 decades, and I learn every day more and more, and every day I realize there's so much more that I don't know. Don't sell them that often. It is a specialty product, but it can really perfectly suit your requirements at times. Now, there is a link below this video as seen here to the manufacturer's page, and from there, what can you do? Well, you can pull up not only all of the Soss products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation as seen here, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you know the name Soss at all, if you're buying just barrel hinges, you may not be aware of the other things that they do. They have a comprehensive offering of hinges for full-size doors, and they have a comprehensive offering of hinges for obscenely heavy doors. And what I mean by that is they have a line of their hinges called their Hercules hinge. Here it is. This chart here is referred to as a nomograph. This chart tops out at getting you over 1,100 pounds of weight with one of these hinges. So all the way from a tiny little BH104 barrel hinge all the way up to a Soss hinge that can swing 1,000 pounds. That's pretty substantial. You might want to dig into the catalog if you're looking for the concealed Soss principle, but in other ways to apply that, such as a concealed spring hinge closer right here. by all means, review everything that's Soss related. Power transfer as well. I don't often sell power transfer Soss hinges, but occasionally we do. You have to watch out for your inrush. I don't know that the Soss is going to handle a 16 amp inrush like you would need for a solenoid driven Von Duprin. It won't. I had that application. A client wanted to use Soss hinges with a solenoid Von Duprin a couple of years ago when solenoids were still the mainstay. Now they're motor driven. No problem with the inrush. Now you could use that, thankfully. Other hinge manufacturers have that same limitation with the inrush, I believe. I think Tectus has also limited. I'd have to look at their tech sheet. I don't know that they can do the inrush. I could be wrong, though. Don't quote me. Other small hinges are here. Metal applications. Tiny hinges. Lots of fun stuff by Soss. Let's wrap up this video on camera. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. In conclusion, the name Soss is synonymous with concealed hinges. A lot of people like Soss hinges. Many more of them I think are intimidated by Soss hinges, but don't be. Barrel hinges are really easy to install. This is well below the pay grade of any finished carpenter, especially our dentist who built that fine piece of furniture. But they're standard hinges that take some preparations that you have to be spot on with. Well, anything in woodworking, you have to be spot on. If you're building a set of stairs, I built a set of stairs one time, and I had my rise over run perfect, absolutely perfect. I built the treads from lower floor to the second floor. Installed them, put my treads down, up and down, worked really great. Then the finished floor came in on the second floor, 3/4 thick. And I realized that 3/4 additional thickness, you could tell instantly, as soon as you stepped from that to that first tread, it was wrong. You could tell right away. I don't remember what the rise was, 10 inch, I don't remember. But that 3/4 inch, you could tell instantly. So regardless of what you're working on in woodworking, you have to be spot on. You know, you have to measure twice and cut once. And I think that keeps a lot of people from doing Soss hinges because they're intimidated by them. First time I looked at a Soss hinge to machine it, I was too. As soon as I did that first hinge, I felt like I had mastered the process. So look at their full line catalog. I think you'll find other ingenious concealed hinge applications that you'll really be able to draw into the standard flow of what you do. Any questions on the BH104 barrel hinge or any other Soss product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.